You're listening to the Lone Star Gridiron Sports Network.
The Woodville Football Show is brought to you by the Woodville Athletic Booster Club. The Woodville Athletic Booster Club is a dedicated organization that supports and promotes all Woodville school athletic programs. They raise funds through sponsorships, events, and donations to provide resources, equipment, and scholarship opportunities for student athletes. Their mission is to enhance school spirit, encourage community involvement, and ensure all of the athletes have the tools they need to succeed on and off the field. All right, everybody join me in welcoming Coach Heath Clawson to the show. Coach, how are things today?
Oh, they're all right. Chris, how are you?
I'm doing well. I tell you, we didn't get the outcome we wanted against Edgewood, but man, if you're a fan of offense, what a game.
Yeah, it was there was some fireworks on both sides. We were able to put the ball in the end zone several times. The issue was so were they, and so
Yeah.
it was a lot of fun to watch from what I keep hearing, but wasn't what we didn't end up on the side we wanted.
And talk about the flow of that one, because if you look at the box score, 14-14 first quarter, 13-17, 14-14, 15-14, it looked very close the whole way.
Yeah, it was back and forth. I mean, we punted once, and they didn't punt at all. And ours was I think we had 4 penalties in a row that got us. I can't remember what we were at. I think we started at first and 35 or something like that, and ended up still getting, I think, another penalty. And so it was a weird chain there for us, and we ended up having a punt there from our own end. And aside from that, it was back and forth. We score, they score, we score, they score, and so it was pretty crazy. So the only 2 times we didn't score was a punt and a pick six.
Yeah, wow. So talk to me about the conversation with the boys after this game, because heartbreaking loss, and it was a lot to live up to after last season too.
Yeah, it was tough. A couple of kids told me, they said this game, this loss hurt more than last year, and which, I guess makes a lot of sense when you think about it, because one, they went all the way last year, and
Yeah.
you lose in the best game, you feel like, you probably maximized your potential, because I think it was whatever 28-0 or whatever it was in the state championship game. So, I think it was one of those where you kind of felt like maybe the other team was better last year in that game. This game, we didn't feel like they were better. They just came out on top, and we shot ourselves in the foot on a couple of drives, and that was the difference in the game. And that's tough pill to swallow. And feeling like we should still be playing, and so basically it was don't forget that we had a great season still.
Yeah.
To win as many games as we did. A lot of people in the state didn't win as many games as we did. And, we won a playoff game. And so we don't want to forget that, but it doesn't change the sting, And so we just have to learn from it and move on as a program and as those returning. And we just, wanted to thank the seniors for the time and effort that they put into the program over the years, and wish them the best of luck. So there's not a lot of words after a loss like that.
Right. Well, that was my next question, is the seniors. If you could call out some of the seniors that played a major role in what was really a good season. Not many teams were still playing this week.
Yeah, we talked about it and said, hey, there's only 32 teams in each division left, and we win that one. There's only 16 left, and there's no telling if we played that game again what would happen. But the seniors, we didn't have a ton of them,
Hmm.
but they gave everything they had, and for the team and the program, and was very proud of them and how they, a lot of them led, this season
Hmm.
after last year having so many seniors. I mean, there was 20 of them, at a 3AD2. It's a lot of seniors, especially.
Yeah.
Most of them were starters, and so I was proud of the guys that stepped up. Gage Toller and Ethan Sherd at wide receiver were probably our two main leaders that kind of had things going the way they wanted, and they would hold guys accountable and things like that. And obviously, both were great receivers for us. Gage did a lot more than just playing receiver, and actually, Ethan did as well. He even got in on defense some and played a great role in special teams as well as Gage did. And so those two guys were awesome. Our other two starting receivers that were seniors, Tanner Ledoux and Kenneth Rigsby, were both fantastic this season.
Hmm.
We asked them to do a lot of different things and move around, and in a whole different offensive scheme, and they picked it up and excelled in it, and was really proud of them as well. KD McDaniel, who started at outside wide receiver last year, and then we moved him inside and had him do some different things. Provided us a spark at times. Did a great job of returning kicks as well and that sort of stuff. Landon Primrose on the offensive line was our only senior returner that he had just a handful of snaps as a junior, so he really didn't have a lot of experience, but he was a senior and he stepped up and led the offensive line like a senior. So I was very proud of him as well in that. Defensively, we had James Kelly, who played corner for us mostly, and did a great job, locking down many times their top receiver, kind of leading that defense. And then we had a kid who hadn't played football before actually, and had moved in. And he said, "I want to play football my senior year." And he's a really good baseball player. And he moved in, and so he said, "Yeah, sure, and you're welcome to play." And he ended up being probably our best overall defensive lineman, and just did a great job, and loved playing, and helped our team more than just on the field. I mean, he's just a great kid. So that was Luis Obregon, and so those seniors, did a great job for us, and kind of leading this team, and they're. After going to state last year, it's told them, "Hey, this is now kind of y'all's team. As it seems, the seniors of this team. This is y'all's team." And they did a great job with a new staff and new schemes and things like that of adjusting and playing hard and getting the other guys to buy into what we were doing and all that sort of stuff. So I was really proud of them on the way that they handled themselves this season. I just hate that it ended when maybe we felt like it shouldn't have.
Right on, right on. And now, because you didn't have a whole lot of senior class, that means the cupboard is not bare, right, for next season?
We feel pretty good about what we got coming back. It's going to be hard to replace some of those guys, just like it always is. And in any given year, you're going to have some seniors who, typically, as seniors should be, your leaders. They should be at the peak of their high school performance, and the most mature and the strongest and the fastest that they're going to be in high school, and the most experience on the football field. So they're always hard to replace. And we obviously had a phenomenal receiving core. Honestly, I tried to think about it, and I've had a handful of seasons where we've had just amazing receivers. We had some great ones when I was at Highland Park. Bernie Champion, the year we went to the quarterfinals, I had four phenomenal receivers, and then in Toledo we were stacked at receiver as well. But as four starters with another one who rotated at different positions, I don't think I've ever had that essentially five receivers, really five starters that were as talented across the board as these five were. And they're going to be hard to replace, definitely. But aside from that, We have, almost everybody coming back on defense. All our whole offensive line, aside from Primrose, is back. Our quarterback's back. Barlow at running back, was a great player for us as well. And so, we've got a few places to fill, but we have a lot coming back and feel good about, being able to make a run next year.
Nice. Yeah, definitely. Let's talk about the off season. What changes, for the athletes, and then we'll go into the coaches as well.
Well, the big thing is for them to understand that the work that they start putting in right now is important for next season.
Hmm.
Many times people think, well, the season's over, and now a lot of people think, well, we'll wait till next season. When next season gets here, we'll go. And really, it's about 8 to 9 months of work and preparation and training and getting your body prepared and getting stronger and faster and that sort of stuff. But there's a lot of mental aspect that goes into it too. And there's a big part of building the team, to be a unified and trust each other on the field and all that sort of stuff and play as a unit and stuff like that. And so that part of it plays a big role, and it takes time, to
Yeah.
develop that. And of course, I came in May and I had 2 weeks, and then it was summertime, and trying to kind of corral everybody and get everybody here, and then replace 7 coaches and all that. Yeah, that was a lot of adjustment for the kids and the program and everything. So I was very proud of the way that they handled it. And now that we now get to start in a full off season. Into the summer and go into next season. I'm excited about how these kids are going to grow, and we're going to learn each other more and come together and trust each other and go through that as they like to say, grind, of off
Hmm.
season, so that whenever it's time to go to battle, that we're that much more unified as a group.
Nice, nice. And let's talk about the coaches themselves, because football does take a lot of time, but a lot of these coaches are involved in other sports. What changes there for the coaches?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of guys obviously have, are head coaches even of other sports.
Yeah.
So there's already, you know, sadly, this morning, I say sadly for us, but, a couple of the coaches are at basketball practice this morning, and getting ready for their upcoming games in the basketball season. And, we've got the coaches that'll be in baseball and powerlifting and track and all those things. And those are important to kids, and they're important to coaches as well, and they're important to our program and our school. And I love all sports, and
Yeah.
and we encourage our kids to play everything that they want. And actually had a conversation with our offensive lineman last night about playing basketball and how that might benefit him. And so it was a great conversation. And so those things are important and they're fun, and I think it's good for kids to kind of do those other things and enjoy those. And so that aspect is a big part, especially in a small community. So I'm excited to see how the kids excel in those and how the coaches get after it and work with these kids in a little bit different arena, and over the next several months. And so whenever the summer hits, all those guys will be ready to gear up for football again. But we're obviously, going to continue to train. We're for a big part of what we do is we work kids and just as an overall athlete, we work on their speed, their agility, and their strength and their explosiveness, and just trying to be the best athlete that they can be. And then whatever sport they're playing, that's going to benefit them. And we hope that all that translates to them being great football players whenever that season comes back around. So the coaches will go through their seasons, but we'll still have that lifting and running and all that training that's going to go on as they continue to go through their other sports. And so they'll kind of mesh a little bit, between training them as an athlete and keeping them ready for the next football season while they try to excel at their other sports as well.
Right on. And as an athletic director, I know your answer is going to be, "Oh, we're great at every sport," but try to narrow it down. Tell me some of the other sports where you think we have a good chance to do well and to have really good seasons.
Well, I definitely believe track is going to be a good season for us. We have a team speed, I thought, in football. We have, some fast girls as well. So I think track's going to be a good season for us. Basketball has not been, as good recently here as it had been. They had met some really good teams several years back, and then it kind of fell off. And so we've got a new coach on the guys' side. Coach Corbin on the girls' side is experienced, and so I think they have a chance to be much improved on there. Powerlifting, I think, is going to be really good for us. We've got several kids that are pretty strong, and so I'm excited to see that, especially as we put some emphasis on that in our off season with the guys that aren't in basketball. And then baseball wise, we have some really good returning players and a couple of other kids one that had moved in as a freshman last year, he's a sophomore this year, and Ace Esway. And he wasn't eligible for varsity last year, but he is now, and he was a great football player for us. I think he's going to be huge for the baseball program, and then Luis Obregon that had moved in and decided to play football his senior year. Is a really good player as well. So our baseball team I'm excited about. Softball's got some really good players. So I think the spring's going to be really fun for us with track on both sides, and then baseball and softball. And hopefully basketball, like I said, makes some big strides, and maybe they can both get in the playoffs and just kind of keep the success rolling, because our volleyball team for the first time in the history of the school made it to the third round. So got some great momentum going into the winter and spring, and so I'm excited to see if we can get our name kind of being mentioned in that Lone Star Cup by the end of the
Yeah.
year.
I love that. I love that. Well, again, Coach Clausen, I want to thank you so much for a great season and me being able to share some of it with you. This has been wonderful. I know we'll be talking in the off season, but if not, we'll be talking next year.
Absolutely, Chris. Thank you for the coverage you give our kids and our program, and just enjoy talking to you each week. And I'd like to be doing this a few more weeks, but maybe we'll do that next year.
There you go.
Did you play Texas high school football? If you did, you're part of an elite group, the Brotherhood of Texas High School Football. All football players, past and present, who have ever suited up in the Lone Star State are eligible. Go to LoneStarGridiron.com/brotherhood. And thank you for the part you played in the greatest sport in the greatest state.